I mean, we're live, but why? Why would I pick the Steelers?
I just said it because you're stupid.
What was I thinking? Well, you know what? Obviously, we'll get to it in a minute, but just really quick. First of all, I went 5 for 6 in my picks this weekend. I could have won an even 6 for 6, but because I
You didn't pick Kansas City.
Yeah, but the problem, what I expected from the Steelers was those first couple of opening drives where they stopped the Chiefs, they forced a turnover, but their offense just, oh my God, it's so bad.
Okay, and Ben had an 18-year run, and God bless, he's going to retire nice, 2 Super Bowl rings. So
I'll tell you one thing. You know who should retire too? I don't know his first name. I just know his last name, but really quick, because I want to just get his first name too. I don't know if it's Deontay. I feel like it's Deontay. No, it's Dante. Dante Johnson should retire. He had like 5 drop passes yesterday. Not yesterday, Sunday.
Sunday. No.
Yeah, Sunday.
No, he's on Deontay Johnson's on
he's the
Pittsburgh,
Steelers.
right?
Yeah, they played Sunday.
Oh yeah, wait.
Yeah,
no,
they
Saturday.
They played Sunday. They played Sunday night.
Oh yeah, what am I thinking? Oh,
yeah, dude.
That game, because that game last night threw me off. That's why.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. So that was a Sunday night game.
You want to introduce us at the show and everything? You just go right into everything.
No, we're going. Yeah, it's Monday morning quarterback. Look, if they're here, they know.
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. Well, look, you know why we did that, right? I'll tell you. This is why we did it. Super wild card weekend. First playoff game to play on a Monday. So on a Monday night, and I mean, I don't think it matters, just Monday in general. So in order to be able to cover all 6 games that spanned it on this super wild card weekend, I figured I'd just move the show to Tuesday. It's not like I haven't moved it ever, but yeah. So Dante Johnson needs to retire. I'm not saying that they would have won the game, but when your receiver just keeps dropping like these easy slot passes, there's a problem. So anyway, like I said, normally what we do here is we'll break it down, surprise of the week, game of the week, and then we'll do our picks. Obviously, we'll do our picks whatever at the end. But because it's only 6 games that we're going to be covering, we might as well just talk about it. But we could say it this way. We could start with this way. Which game was the best game that you watched all weekend? What was your favorite game this weekend?
I think Cincinnati and Vegas.
I mean, it was one of the closest. You could argue that. I mean, not argue.
Game. I mean, the officiating sucked. The NFL already announced right after the game that Jerome Boga and his crew will not be doing any more.
That's right.
Any more games for the playoffs and the Super Bowl. Let me ask you a question. Did you watch the pass that was blowing the whistle and they said it was a touchdown for Boyd?
Really quick, I did, but really quick, let's just listen to Jim said great weekend of football, and he agrees with you. Cincy versus Skyliner was the best of the weekend, and definitely one of the closest. The only other closer game was 49ers and Cowboys that literally came down to the last second. But yes, of course I did. I saw the play.
And we'll get into that too, because I got to make a comparison on that, because I know you're going to say that game. But that play alone, now to me, everybody was saying, "Oh, Bo was out of bounds." Technically, he wasn't.
No, not even technically. He wasn't.
One foot was inbound, and the other foot was still in the air when it went out of bounds. It never touched the ground.
No, that was never the argument. The argument was that's why they said that the whistle was
blowing the whistle, yeah.
But then the ref said that wasn't even why. It was just an erroneous whistle to begin with. But even if that was the case, that the whistle was dead, the play was called dead or whistled dead because they thought he stepped out of bounds, which he didn't. But the other thing is too, look, an NFL rule is an NFL rule. If a whistle blows, the play is dead and has to be a do-over, right?
Right.
They didn't do that. So that's why they're not going to be officiating at any other game this playoffs. You had said that. But the other thing is too, as a Raider fan, you can't say that's why, or like, oh, we lost the game because of that. Look at the touchdown. Hey, that whistle literally blew 2 seconds. Not even. before the ball was caught. So there was
Exactly.
nobody that was going to defend that ball anyway.
Right. And also the fact of the matter is, Carr, or as Jim or listener Jim will call him, Guy Liner.
Exactly.
He had a chance to tie that game.
Yeah. Yeah, the Raiders had
a 2-point conversion, and what did he do? He threw an interception at the end.
Yeah. No, the Raiders, and look, I'm not going to shit on Carr because I like Derek Carr. He didn't do too bad. I mean, he has a lot of incompletions. He nearly threw for 50%. All right, so he wasn't really that good.
He threw for 50%. He also had a strip sack.
It was like 50-something% because it was 29-54. So that's
a strip sack, and he also threw the last minute interception. That's why he's number 2 on my list.
All right, 310.
I actually have a number 3 now on the overrated quarterbacks.
Okay. All right.
And I'll tell you that later. I'll wait for Jawan to show up if he ever does.
We'll get to that. Don't say Mac Jones.
Hell no.
I was gonna say we can't put Mac Jones at the overrated.
No. I'll tell you what they did. The one thing that stopped. I'll wait for Jawan. I'll wait for Jawan to come on.
The only other person I could think of is Dak. It's the only other person I could see you putting on that list is Dak.
Nope.
All right. We'll get to that in a minute. But yes, so let's get back to the Bengals and Raiders game. I was going for the Bengals, actually. Look, it was their first home game in over 30 years, and first playoff home game in over 30 years. I actually bought a $99 NFT. It's a commemorative ticket for the Cincinnati Bengals. And the reason behind that thinking was, well, it was the only one that was available at the time because everybody bought out the other good teams. But the reason why I bought
NFT? I keep hearing this NFT.
I know it's like the new craze. It's apparently from my sister-in-law and my brother's here, so he'll tell you it's a non-fungible token. So I don't know what that really means. Oh, Kyler Murray.
There you go.
That's right. I forgot about
Mikey got it.
But anyway, so I got the Bengals one for a couple of reasons. One, because like I said, it was the only one that was the cheapest and available, but it's their first home playoff game in over 30 years. Why wouldn't I get it? It's a commemorative ticket. It's the first of all, it's the inaugural one for the NFL alone. This is the first year the NFL started with these NFTs. They do matchups. They're doing the ones for the playoffs now, obviously, but they got the divisional round ones coming up. And that's what I got. So anyway, so I wanted the Bengals to win. I'm glad they did. It was a very close game. The only other close game that there was, and we'll talk about it now, is the 49ers and Cowboys. I mean, talk about controversial endings. Talk about shit.
But that's another rule.
No.
That's another rule.
100%. I am not saying anything. Anybody crying about the refs or whatever.
No one cries about the refs or the fucking.
You need
Cowboy
to know
fans.
as a player, whether you're Dak or you're the center, anybody that's got the ball, you got to know as a player that you have the ball. You have to get the ball to the umpire. He has to touch the ball. Mm-hmm. He has to set it. And you see it all the time. The players, what do you call it? So surveying the field really quick to find the umpire so he can give the ball really quick.
Here's the thing. One of the smartest players ever was Larry Fitzgerald. Because you know why?
He didn't play.
No.
He didn't come back for that ass whooping. That's why.
No, but when he was playing, one of the smartest things he did was after every catch, he made sure that ball was given to an official.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Because every second is precious. You got some of these guys that throw the ball on the floor. They just flip the ball on the floor, or they don't look for the refs. You have to be mindful. The other bonehead part about that is if you got 14 seconds left, why would you run for 8 of them? Or 6, whatever it was. I think maybe it was 6 seconds, before he slid.
I think he was trying to get yardage so that they can get the field goal off.
Field goal does nothing.
On the field goal, nothing.
No. It was to make it a more manageable.
What was McCarthy thinking? If he would have,
it was to make it a more manageable
for not throwing.
Yeah, without a Hail Mary, or whatever. But the other problem was too, from the 49ers standpoint, was they weren't guarding the lines at all for the first 3 plays. So you got 10. I think it was 10 seconds it took for them to drive 30 yards. The 49ers weren't guarding the lines. So all the Cowboys had to do was just throw quick slants. They had that one hook and ladder pass where the one guy caught it and then he hooked it to the other one for extra yardage. But they were able to move the ball, whatever. Okay, so now you get to a more manageable, part of the field.
Yeah.
And you do catch the defense off guard by doing that quarterback draw or whatever it was called. But the fact is, he got a little too greedy, and they didn't have the presence of mind to, like I said, find the umpire. The umpire was way behind them. Some could argue that the umpire was a little further away than he needed to be. I don't know if that's the case or not.
Well, you're on the 50. I mean, the guy has to down 25 yards.
I forgot about that play in the Cincinnati and Raiders game. Carr clocked it on 1st and goal.
Oh yeah, he did. Because the time, yeah.
I forgot about that. So I mean, add that to your list of why you think Carr is overrated. But yeah, so that 49ers and Cowboys. But the other thing is too, man, they had so many, especially the 49ers, that 4th and inches play where I thought he got the first down, to be honest with you. I think it was Debo. 4th and inches. They go for it, obviously, because if they get it, the game's over. And then they fucking get another penalty. The penalties killed, especially the Cowboys. They were the most penalized team. Yep. I don't know if it was in the season, but they definitely had the most. But they had the record for the most penalties, I think, that day. It ties their own team record. Or it was an NFL record, tied an NFL record for most penalties in a game. Mm-hmm. That you just got to play clean the ball. And Dak was not at his best. He wasn't. So I'm wondering, I'm curious to think, and I'm going to ask you, they say apparently now at this moment, his job security is safe. His job is safe. But what do you think about Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys in the future?
I think Jerry's going to give him one more shot. I mean
he had no comment.
I mean, look, last year you could give him mulligan because of what happened with Dak.
Yes,
he was using Andy Dalton and the third stringer.
I'm not talking about last year. Last year's a completely different.
That's why McCarthy had a mulligan. So technically, this was really Mike McCarthy's first real season with Dak Prescott under center the whole game, for all the games. And look, you said to me like Dak, is Dak overrated? I don't think Dak is overrated. Amari Cooper didn't show up and play well. CD Lamb wasn't used well.
Cooper didn't have that bad of a game. I know he had a couple of catches.
Well, I know ESPN said a couple of things. They were putting down Amari Cooper and CD Lamb.
He was targeted 10 times, 6 catches. Targeted 10 times, 6 catches, 64 yards. He spread the ball. So you had Schultz. Schultz was the main guy he threw to for some reason, right? So Schultz had 89 yards for 7 receptions. Cooper had 6 for 64. Cedric Wilson had 5 for 62. Lamb was the one that was underutilized more than anything. He only had 1 catch for 21 yards.
I mean, look, a lot of people were knocking him, and even Stephen A. said you want to give this guy $75 million, and look what he got you. Look, they played a bad game.
But he also had similar numbers.
They played a bad game, and San Francisco just. Robbie Gould, my God. Look, if Robbie Gould didn't kick 5 field goals,
automatic.
That game,
it was automatic with him.
It is. And Robbie Gould is one of the best kickers in football.
But really quick, because we were talking about how Derek Carr, you think Derek Carr is overrated. Like I said, he threw for 29 for 54, nearly 50%, almost a 50% pass completion rate. And he had the 1 touchdown for 310. Dak, almost in the same boat. In fact, I think he actually played a little worse. Dak was also another one.
Want me to throw Dak in? I'll throw Dak in. So it's going to be.
No, but I don't know. I don't know if I would classify that as overrated. Just basically say he had a bad game. Simple as that.
Well, no, look, I go by how they look, and then when they get into the playoffs, he choked.
There were some people crowning this. There were a lot of people crowning this Cowboys team mid-season as the best in the league and maybe even going to Super Bowl contending.
That probably does a whole bunch of Dallas Cowboy fans, but Joey, let me ask you a question though.
And 5 sacks, first of all, 5 sacks doesn't help the factor, and that's why I picked the 49ers to win.
But Joe,
was the defense.
Us as Giant fans, wasn't that great though yesterday?
No, it was great.
Philly and Dallas getting knocked out in the first round. We knew Philly was going to get knocked out, but Dallas.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lie. Well, first of all, that weather forecast that they actually got was nothing compared to what they said was going to be. Originally, there was supposed to be like almost like a monsoon. So we were like, okay, Brady's not going to be able to pass. They're going to just hand the ball off to Sanders. They're going to get, they're going to run down the Tampa throat, and maybe Philly comes out with the fucking a sneaky victory, and upset the Bucs. I mean, I didn't think it was going to happen, but it was a possibility. But then you come to game day and the sun is shining. I'm like, all right, Bucs are going to win. Bucs are definitely going to win. And yeah, that was a blowout. I mean, even those 15 points that are actually on the board, I don't even fucking count those. The Bucs were up at 31-0 at that point. We're going into the fourth quarter. Those 15 points that they scored were like consolation prizes. There you go. Yeah, we'll throw you a little bone. But I'm in agreement with you 100%. Nothing feels better other than our team actually being in and winning. To see our division rivals, especially the hated rivals like the Eagles, because I hate them more than anyone in our division.
But the thing, you hate the Eagles, I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think in order, I think you hate, it's like Philly, Dallas for you, and me is Dallas, Philly.
Well, but here's why. I've rooted for Dallas in the past. I have. In the 90s when they had that mini, what do you call it? That mini dynasty, I rooted for Dallas.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I think that run they had over there in the 90s with Troy and Emmett and playmaker over there.
Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders. Well, Deion Sanders was on there and the 49ers as well around that time. But I have never rooted for the Eagles. I can't. I just can't.
I can't either.
So it's that's why. That's 100% why I cannot stand the Eagles. And I'm glad they both lost.
No, but I'll tell you though, and getting back to the first round, nothing felt better.
But again, these were all, for the most part, I know Dallas was the favorite, right? I mean, they were a home team. They had to have been the favorite. What was the spread?
3.
Okay. But that 49ers defense.
3 or 3.5, I know.
But there was something about the 49ers defense coming into that game where I was like, I really think they're going to penetrate. I really think they're going to get to Dak. And I think they're going to be able to come out with a win. Now, granted, they almost lost. The Cowboys, that was a winnable game. The Cowboys should have probably won. The 49ers at one point just felt like they didn't even want to win. Mm-hmm. Both teams didn't look like they wanted to win. But yeah, I'm glad of the outcome. I am very glad of the outcome. All right, let's talk about some of the fucking blowouts. Let's start with probably my brother's favorite game of the week. And I really wish Jawan was here. I don't know what happened, but he's probably sleeping. Oh, wait, hold on. All right, he'll be right there. He's running a little behind.
All right, so hold off on the Buffalo game.
All right, we'll get that to them then. Let's go to the game that I blew. Let's go to the Steelers and Chiefs then really quick. The Sunday night game. Again, I'm not saying that I'm surprised the Chiefs won. I probably knew it deep down the Chiefs are going to win. A Steelers game was probably more of an emotional pick. One, because I knew it was Ben's last game, possibly. And I do favor the Steelers. I've never shied away from saying that. So I think that was more of a personal pick than it was, an actual statistical pick.
Right.
But Mahomes, this is scary now. This is not the Chiefs that we've seen at all. I don't think at all during the season, to be honest with you.
I told you this already.
I mean, that
first Vegas game, and I said, watch out. Patrick is pissed. What happened in the first quarter? He got shut out, and TJ Watt runs it in.
Interception.
And he slides into the end zone with the touchdown, with the pick six.
Mm-hmm.
And over there, and I'm like, don't do this. Don't do this. I said he's going to score 4 against your 1. And what was it? It was 28-7. The next thing you knew.
Yeah, that was insane. How quickly
and whoever this McKinnon kid is, my God. I'm like, I was at all because you didn't have Hilaire. You didn't have.
That was another thing I was looking at before the game.
Williams,
I was looking at what they didn't have. They didn't have Hilaire, and I was like, all right, well, what's their run game then? If they were gonna, that was my
McKinnon.
My issue. I know that, but my thought process as well. Another reason why I picked the Steelers, knowing that they were going to sort of, I thought at least, be one-dimensional. Granted, I know they have Tyreek, I know they have other speed, and of course they have Kelsey. But I figured if they were limiting the Chiefs play calls to where Mahomes was throwing the ball all the time, and if the defense could get to him like Watt, which Watt did. I mean, they did get to him in the beginning of the game. That was the Chiefs' game plan that I foresaw, was them getting stumped, or stuffed, and the Steelers just couldn't move the ball. But besides that, who would have thought that McKinnon was going to come in and have 61 yards
and get 2 touchdowns?
Yeah.
1 receiving, 1 rushing. I mean, this kid. Whoever this kid is, I want to know if this is a 1-year contract.
Who was the one that threw for a touchdown? Who threw for the touchdown? Was Kelsey?
Kelsey.
Yeah. I mean, they showed the statistic. They said, all right, I think.
No. It was an underhanded pass from Mahomes to him for the first touchdown. I think McKinnon made him for the second touchdown. And then Kelsey, I think, threw the
you were right. Kelsey threw a what do you call it? A 2-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember who he threw it to. I don't know if it was Pringle or Harden.
I think it was Pringle, because Pringle has 2, and I saw one from Mahomes. I know Mahomes threw him 1, so it was probably Pringle, because Hardman doesn't have a touchdown.
Yeah, because it was Kelsey caught a touchdown, Hill caught a touchdown.
Yeah.
McKinnon caught 1 as well, and then Harden. I think. Well, you said Pringle got 2, right?
Yeah, Hardman didn't catch anything, so it was.
All right, so this is 5.
It was Pringle. So yeah, they spread the ball out. I mean, it was just an onslaught attack. There's no way. Like, all right, you're going to stop Mahomes, but can you stop Kelsey from throwing it? Can you stop McKinnon from running it? Can you stop Kelsey from catching it? I mean, it's just
it was just
holy shit.
I mean, as much as Pittsburgh's defense is good, I mean,
first 8 minutes.
Collinsworth said it best, though. You poked the bear. That's it. Now it's over.
Yeah. Well, now they got the Bills, and we'll get to that now that Juwan here. Now the Bills move on, and now they got to move. Obviously, instead of playing home to the Bengals, they're going to have to go to Arrowhead, and that's not going to be an easy matchup. But let's talk about the Bills and Patriots game really quick, Mike, as a Giants fan. And I know Juwan's going to immediately shake his head, but there were a lot of rumblings over the weekend, especially yesterday. I heard it on Tiki and Tierney. Where else did I hear it? I heard it on.
What did you hear, Joseph?
Good Morning Football. It's nothing. There are no talks, but it's a conversation. And one of those questions were, or not one, the question was, do the Giants get on the phone and call Bill
Belichick?
Yeah.
For what?
Hey, you want to come to the Giants?
No, the man is gonna retire a Patriot head coach, and he's the GM. They're not gonna give Bill full reign like he has in New England.
Why not?
Mara's gonna go with a GM and a coach. He's not gonna go with a coach being the GM.
And just like it was explained on the air when one of the shows I was listening to, they could be doing this as a formality, What if Bill says no? Obviously they need a GM anyway. So
I mean, if you want to call Steven Belichick and see if he's interested in the job,
Why would you even want Bill? I don't understand. Why would you?
That's what I'm saying. You don't want Bill. I mean, if any Bill, I want Parcells. I don't want Belichick.
I want Bill Parcells.
What is Bill Parcells back?
Wait, are you saying you want him as your coach or your general manager?
Coach.
Both.
He would sort of be both, but the coach first.
He's not good at both. A, B. You got. For New York people, you guys just really love.
No. But Juwan, what I'm saying, is this.
Huh?
No, but Juwan, this is the whole thing. And I'm going to say this right now. If Bill Belichick didn't have Tom Brady for 20 years, Bill Belichick wouldn't be winning all those playoff games and Super Bowls. I'm going out right now.
What?
I think.
No, if Belichick. No, because it wasn't Belichick that won. I mean, look, it was his genius, but Brady was the master behind the teams.
Here's why that's false, right?
Go ahead.
Only one Super Bowl has Brady had to score more than 20 points. That means that defense kept the other team between 17 and 14 points.
But let me ask you a
all of
question,
those
though.
Super Bowl
Let
wins.
me ask you a question, though.
Yeah, but who kept them close, though?
The 1 year you didn't have Brady under center.
What's the defense?
Hold on. The 1 year you didn't have Brady under center, though, where did they end up? Not in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
but more things went into that than just like, oh, you didn't have Brady, so you didn't make the playoffs. Cam was playing great, got COVID, never recovered from it.
Not talking about that. I'm talking Matt Castle. I'm talking Matt Castle starting.
Oh, you also can't count that year. That was actually
That's what I said. You don't count that year.
Yeah, it was one of the weird NFL years.
Brady made Belichick, and Belichick
No.
made Brady.
But also,
I think they both. Well, no,
also
I can't
Matt
say they
Castle
both.
went 11-5. That record, any other year in NFL history, would make the playoffs.
Look, and I said this 1,000 times last week. I don't want nobody from the New England Patriots coaching my team. I don't want Brian Flores. I don't want Josh McDaniel. I don't want who's the other guy? Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, Mike, they won 11-5. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were out.
Yeah, but I mean, to Jawan's point, that is true. 11-5, most times they're going to get you in the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying,
would
though,
they
is
have
the
went
1
far
year
in the playoffs?
Brady, right.
But
Well, I mean, look, I'm sorry. Brady's last year in New England, they got bounced out in wild cards. So what are we talking about right now?
No, I understand. No, I'm not. I'm saying I think
I'm agreeing. No. I'm talking about making playoffs.
Right. Bill didn't make it last year, but made it this year with a rookie.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike.
What are we talking about right now?
But the whole but look, everybody's got to say one thing though, and maybe maybe you two will agree with me on this. And no, Bill is not. Listen to me. I don't want no New England fucking Patriots coaching my team anymore.
Thank you.
Why are you against Brian Flores?
Away from my team.
Why are you against Brian Flores?
Because I had fucking Joe Judge.
So Joe Judge and Brian Flores are two different people. Brian Flores at least had what do you call it? Success.
And he's one of the most
in Miami.
He's one of the most indecisive head coaches. He didn't know whether to start Tua or Fitzpatrick.
He didn't. No. He wasn't indecisive.
Switching him in the middle of games.
He wasn't indecisive. He never wanted Tua. He was angry at the front office for not going after what he said, what he begged them to draft, and that was Justin Turner.
Right.
Not Justin Turner. Justin Herbert.
And then Joey and Deshaun Watson
wants to come here if Brian Flores is the head coach.
Right. But I don't want that. I don't want that stigma either, because I don't know if this guy's going to jail or not. And then if he settles out of court, that means he's admitting guilt, and the NFL might go after him and suspend him.
No, that doesn't mean he's admitting guilt. That's not always true.
Really?
That's not always true. You usually settle out of court just to keep it from actually going
which
forward.
admits that you're guilty.
I don't know about the guilt. I don't know about the admittance of guilt, but I do know that they've said this. Even if he does not get a criminal case against him or a criminal, actual jail time, it still doesn't mean that the NFL will not take action against him. So I understand what you're saying, Mike. And that's why I said, I don't know about that.
I don't want that stink. I don't need that stink on that. On my team.
I'll tell you this: if he doesn't get criminal charges, the NFL will give him a slap on the wrist. Are we forgetting the 2 Ben Roethlisberger incidents?
No.
And he played a full career in the NFL.
Yeah. No, I know.
So I do believe if there's no criminal charges, there will be nothing that comes from that.
I mean, look at Ray Lewis. There have been times off the field. I know who else.
Who was the one that punched his wife and knocked her out?
That was Ray Rice in the elevator.
Yeah, that was Ray Rice.
Ray Rice was in the elevator. But here's the thing. I'm not saying that, but I just as an organization, especially the Giants have for the most part tried to stray away from attention like that. So I don't know if they're going to go after Watson or whatever. But really quick, that was just a question. I don't think it's going to happen. I doubt they're even going to make the phone call. But I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
My opinion is I don't want him.
Now
they're going to get into the Bills game. And Jawan, I'm going to say this, and I hope you agree with me. You know what threw Mac Jones off? I'll tell you right now. And it's 2 simple words. Micah Hyde. That's that sliding out of nowhere RKO interception he made in the end zone. I think that's what threw Mac Jones off.
That was the turning point.
Saturday night.
I think I'm in agreement with you. I don't know if that's exactly it. I don't know if he would have, If that was a touchdown instead of an interception,
if Micah Hyde didn't catch that ball, it would have been a touchdown for New England.
No, I know
Mac
that.
Jones would have been riding a little bit higher.
Okay.
Well,
Micah Hyde grabbing that ball screwed him up mentally, I think.
Let me be very clear. Micah Hyde made a great play.
Yeah, no, that was a great play.
But Nelson Aguilar didn't see him, because if Nelson Aguilar saw him, all he had to do was elevate and catch the ball, or at least that ball should have been either a touchdown or an incompletion. An interception should have never been something that came out of that play. But Aguilar didn't see him. Like, that wasn't a Mac Jones error. That was right in Nelson Aguilar's pocket.
No, he's not saying that. He's basically saying
I'm not saying that was an error by Mac Jones. What I'm saying is, though, that was like a radio and RKO out of nowhere. Where the hell did Micah Hyde come from? But what I'm asking you, Jawan, is do you agree with what I'm saying? Is that after that interception, do you think that threw Mac Jones's mental state off, knowing that it was his first playoff game as a rookie, with being nervous?
No,
you don't think it threw him off?
I don't believe any rookie that wins a national championship is flustered by the playoffs. Okay. I just don't. I honestly don't. I really don't. But as I told your brother Joe, I told you the most feared defensive player on that team was Micah Hyde. I've always feared Micah Hyde, even when Tre'Davious White was there. Mm-hmm. My only fear was always Micah Hyde. He is, as I said before, the best safety in the NFL. I've said it before. Micah Hyde is a dangerous individual. But no, what lost New England that game was the fact that the quote-unquote guru, Josh McDaniels, didn't draw up anything. Think about it. Late in that game, when they got to 17 points, when they were doing the trick handoffs and whatnot, how fluid did that offense look?
Not good.
Didn't you wait until you were down?
I mean, look, I gave up right before halftime when it was 28-0. I was like, I'm done.
As you should have. But that team, Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick walked into that game as if they had no idea what the Bills were capable of. As if the Bills were a team New England had never seen that year.
It was also, first of all, the performance that Allen put on personally was just insane. When have you ever watched the game? And besides Allen, obviously, it wasn't just Allen because they had 2 rushing touchdowns. 7 drives, 7 touchdowns. Not 1 punt, not 1 field goal. I mean, that's just insane.
That was
perfection.
New
England did something close to that against
that's insane.
in Jacksonville this year.
He was so on, though. He was so on point that he was trying to throw the ball away, and he still threw it for a touchdown to Knox.
Everyone said that. I think that's false.
He said that.
I believe that it's the same thing when Eli said he just threw the ball up, right? Whenever he did say that he saw what do you call it? Tyree open. He saw Tyree open. He just threw it up. But I'll say this for Allen, because I think he's just being modest. The way that ball was thrown for someone to catch it. That ball wasn't thrown well out of the end zone, and the receiver just made a great play, bringing it in, tippy toes. No, that was thrown perfectly for someone to catch.
It was thrown towards the back of the end zone, but I agree with you. I think it was thrown with enough height.
Was that the first or second touchdown that Knox scored?
I think it was the second one that Knox got. I lost count.
The 15th? I don't know. The 30th?
I'm pretty sure it was the second one, though. I think that was the second one.
I mean, look, Allen threw for 5 touchdowns? I mean, Mahomes threw for 5 touchdowns.
That was it? 5?
Yeah. Because they had 2 rushing.
I mean, it's going to be interesting.
I could have sworn he threw for. I'm sorry, I thought he threw for like 20 touchdowns.
He threw for 5. And Singletary had.
How many yards passing?
300.
Only 308.
Yeah, 300. I know that because Mac had
2. And Patrick threw for over 400.
That was the first one.
It was the first one. Yeah, it was the first one. It was the first catch.
Wait, I wanted to bring this up. Mike, did I not tell you that Diggs would not get a touchdown in that game? Did I not warn you?
Oh,
it seems like even Garoppolo forgot who George Kittle was.
He did forget who George Kittle was, but I also told you guys that's Jimmy G. That game, I told you guys I'd never believe in this, but if I did, the Cowboys lost that game more than the 49ers won it. 1,000%.
Oh, hell yeah. I said that. Yeah,
that's what we said.
The penalties killed them.
1,000%.
Penalties killed them.
Jimmy G was trying his best to give the Cowboys that game.
Oh, and really quick, because I didn't talk about this before, Mike, but the other thing is that came out after the press conferences or whatever, apparently, that run play was all Dak. That wasn't a drawn-up play.
Right.
And
if
McCarthy,
that was a drawn-up play, Kellen Moore should be killed.
And McCarthy sticking up for his either McCarthy sticking up for himself or his coaching, when sticking up for his quarterback and taking the blame himself, or that's not true.
I mean, everybody's blaming Kellen Moore for everything that happened.
I don't see.
You know, like, and now they're questioning, oh, well, you know, he's being offered the Minnesota job and he wanted to get out so he can accept the job already. And I'm like, no.
Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Dak Prescott is to blame for that whole game. That defense played well enough for Dak to get.
He also got 5 sacked, though. He got sacked 5 times. They got to him.
That is 100% fair, and it also doesn't help that Ezekiel Elliott is easily a shell of himself. Now, again, you want to talk about people who fell off? You talk about Saquon all the time. Let's talk about this Ezekiel Elliott guy.
Hey, I'd still rather. I don't know. I think I'd still rather Zeke.
I'd rather have Zeke than Saquon any day.
Well, you know why though? I understand what you're saying because he's not the guy that he used to be. But you know what? At least he has a used to be. Saquon doesn't even have a used to be. We've seen flashes before he got hurt when we drafted him of his brilliance and how good he can be, but we never had that.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, but at Penn State though, or Pitt, where did he come from? Pitt or Penn State?
I don't know.
I do want to, because I told you, Joe, I would do this. I do want to take the time to your brother Mike to congratulate him on that great win that the Bills got. Obviously, you guys can't see it here because we have the title card, but I did give an homage to the Bills in my name, Bildo Mafia, Bildo, because you guys like dildos over there in Bills Mafia apparently.
Who threw that? I think and that's who threw that?
I don't know, but I can tell you that's not the first time the Bills.
No, somebody got arrested for that.
Wait, a fan threw a dildo on the field
in the end zone.
So the cameraman veered away from it.
Yeah,
but you see Kendrick Bourne when he scored the touchdown turn around and point.
He's pointing at something. Yeah.
Dildo.
Dude, at first I thought it was a fruit. I actually thought it was a banana because of the shape of it, because it didn't stay on the object. And I was talking. I looked over to my brother. Was like, was that a fruit? Was that a banana or something like that? What was that?
It was a big. Now you know what's sickening about that. What's sickening isn't that they threw it on the field. What's sickening is you snuck that in your girlfriend's purse.
Wow.
To get into the game to then throw it onto the.
Did he sneak it in the girlfriend's purse, or does she carry it everywhere she goes? Let's be honest.
She's a sick individual if she did.
Hey, look, hey, my husband or boyfriend is enjoying the game. I'm gonna go enjoy something else. I'll be right back.
Hey, you know what though?
Use the bathroom.
Hey, you know what though? You gotta do something between on the main course and dessert.
All right. This is a kid show. It's a kid show.
No, but seriously, huge shout out to you, Mike. Great Bills win. I hope you guys lose this week, but great Bills win.
Oh, they will.
You know, I told you guys I would be here. I'm not a sore loser, man. I don't take sports that seriously that I would.
How's Canada though right now, by the way?
Oh, no. Look, I tried to buy a ticket. COVID makes it very difficult to get to Canada.
To not go to Canada. They won't let you.
I tried, Joe. At halftime, I was making phone calls to get out of here.
Look, I mean, it's true. They didn't win anything. They still got to play.
Canada or Australia,
Sunday.
You have
let's be honest here. The Bills take it very personally to beat New England, as they should.
It's a division rival.
We've literally dog walked the shit out of the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets for like 30 years.
Yeah.
So this means something. And I'm not saying this as a knock or to be disrespectful, but it means a lot to them to beat New England, especially in the playoffs. So I agree they didn't win a Super Bowl by beating New England, but it is a team that a lot of people were thinking New England would come in there and upset. So the fact that the Bills handled business as well as they did, now it's time to put it to the test. You go to I tell you this, if the Bills beat the Chiefs, they will go to the Super Bowl. The Titans are not well equipped to stop them. The Bengals are not well equipped to stop them.
I'm about to say because when we get to predictions, Titans ain't getting past Cincinnati. I hate to say that.
We'll talk about that in a minute. We got one more game to talk about. Then we're going to go to our predictions, and that was last night's game, first ever on a Monday night.
Oh, you mean now my third most overrated quarterback?
What happened?
You meant Moon Knight? Oh, yes. Cardinals and Rams. Oh,
Cardinals and Rams. If you
Gerard,
call that a game,
I gotta give it to you. You did say there was going to be a pick six, but it happened. It
was definitely the fans. The fans definitely wanted to beat the Pats more, but I feel the players want to beat KC more than they do the Pats. That makes sense.
The way Josh Allen was screaming and celebrating, he wanted that win specifically.
Hopefully he screams and celebrates on Sunday.
He hopes so.
Let's see. All right, so that Rams and Cardinals
he's
game.
Go home crying
if you can call it a game, I mean, what do you guys feel about that? And I'll tell you one thing, they had a specific game plan, and they went with it. Stafford threw the ball 17 times. They said, you know what? I know a lot of people are saying he's going to throw a pick six, Mike. Although the other guy
said he was going to throw a pick six.
Mike, you did too. That's why you said you picked the Cardinals defense to win.
No, I think Mike agreed with me, but
I agreed with him.
When you did your picks, betting wise, you said you picked the Cardinals defense because of Stafford and the possibility of a pick six.
Right, but I also messaged Jawan right before that, and I said to him, I said, are you really sure? And he goes, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Who would have thought it would have happened in reverse? I mean, look, I'll say it, and I said it earlier. The tier now of underrated goes Lamar, Guyliner, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott.
Right. You do realize you just said underrated.
Mm-hmm. Overrated. I'm saying overrated.
No, you said it right.
Yeah.
No. I said overrated. Lamar, then Guyliner, then Kyler Murray, then Dak Prescott. Four most overrated quarterbacks.
I know I'm late to this, but Derek Carr played well enough to win that game.
Well enough to win.
Yeah, but
well enough.
But you threw interception for the game-winning touchdown, and you got strip sacked. You're still a fucking overrated quarterback.
Strip sacks, I'd never blame on quarterbacks. And that interception, I will give you.
How's the strip sack not a quarterback's fault when he has the ball in his hand and he should be throwing it and he gets knocked out of his hand?
Usually, a strip sack, Mike, does not come from the front. It comes from the back.
Generally, a strip sack is coming from your blind side, Mike.
Right.
So it's hard to...
I've never seen a quarterback look at a defender and stick the ball out and have it swiped out. It's usually from behind that they usually get the strip sack. That's usually an offensive line.
I didn't realize how even the run game was. Sony Michel and Cam Akers both had 58 and 55. And Stafford even ran for 22. But
and he ran it for a touchdown.
Odell had
I believe that the running I agree, Mike. The Raiders should have won that game.
And because you have an overrated quarterback, that's why you lost the game. Look.
What was I going to say? No, I believe that the running numbers were even, because if you're the Rams, you were just throwing. The Rams were throwing it so well. They said, "Hey, Odell, you want to throw it? Go ahead, throw it."
Yeah.
In the third quarter, Odell threw for 42 yards, and in the third quarter, Kyler Murray threw for 30 yards. That's disgusting. That is virtually disgusting.
Yeah, Mahomes got strip sacked in return for a TD. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look what Mahomes did after that strip sack. He threw 5 freaking touchdowns.
But you're playing semantics.
Did Guyliner throw 5 touchdowns?
Screwed them on which play? Which plays are you talking about? The special team screwed them on one play.
Are you talking about the Raiders and Bengals?
I think so.
The guy that went out of bounds.
Oh, he ran out of bounds. Yeah, that's right. He stepped out. He's right. He was fielding the punt, right? It was a punt return.
Yeah, no. It was a kickoff.
A kickoff, and he stepped out of bounds on the 2-yard line.
The ball would have went out of bounds, and then he would have the ball
would have been a penalty.
40. Instead, he touched the ball, then ran out of bounds.
Yes. Yeah, while I was going out of bounds. So if he touches it and goes out of bounds, then it's out of bounds. Oh, right. It's a kick return.
Right, and then it's a penalty. And
what is that? They start on the 35, don't they start on the 35? It's a 40?
No, if it's a touchback, it goes to the 25, then they tack on 15 on top of that.
So, okay, so it's 40. I thought they started to 35 if it goes out of bounds on a kick.
No,
but all right,
it's a 25.
Okay. All right.
So again, I will reiterate, Derek Carr played well enough to win that game.
Yeah.
And he played bad enough to lose it. So
what about? Well, no. Then you got. Yeah. I don't know, but that was a very.
Can we stop with this? All right, we talked about this in nauseum.
The Rams and Cardinals. What did you think about that? What did you think about the beatdown that the Cardinals took?
Well, first of all, I think that Rams player should be fined and expelled from the NFL
for ripping the helmet off.
No, for trying to take Budda Baker away from us. Who the fuck does he think he is?
Oh, the hit on Budda Baker.
Yeah,
they never showed a replay on that after that. What happened?
Thank God, that was vicious. Again, it was a head-on-head collision. I'm joking, but
yeah,
you know how much I love Budda Baker.
Yeah, no. All I remember.
I love Budda Baker.
No, yeah, he loves Budda Baker.
I love Budda Baker.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about that now. They never really showed the play that caused that because he went down. He was laying down for a while, and I'm almost positive they never showed it. I didn't get I woke up late, so I didn't get a chance to watch my my Good Morning Football or whatever. But I'm gonna probably watch that when we're done here. But I didn't see that. I didn't see that hit on Budda Baker. Whatever. But he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, he is okay. I will say this though. I hate when the NFL does that. If a player gets hit really bad, like it's a really bad hit.
Yeah.
They always say, and it never fails. The announcers always say, "Oh, please don't look. This play is vicious." And then they replay it 500 fucking times. Me seeing it live was enough. I don't need to keep seeing it. Stop showing it. But as far as the beatdown, look, Matthew Stafford played well. He did. But again, I told you. No,
17 passes. He only had 17 passes. Still had over 200 yards. He did good.
He played. But what did I tell you? Matthew Stafford will not be judged.
Cam Akers hit him in the head and then waved to him while walking past him because he didn't know Baker was hurt. Okay.
Well, again, I don't blame that.
And Cam didn't get called for taunting.
Yeah, I don't blame that. He's not a doctor, so you don't know in that moment that you just.
At that moment, you don't. But you know, you got to know as a player the force at which you hit somebody if he's on the ground, especially laying flat on his back.
Well, also remember sometimes it could just be like a player's just stunned, like yeah, just like God damn, like
got the wind knocked out of him,
right? But again, like I said, Matthew Stafford will be judged by a Super Bowl win, so this means nothing to me till he wins a Super Bowl. Once he wins a Super Bowl, then I'll be proud of Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so what I'm going to do is just so I don't have to, I can see you guys while we're talking too.
Can I say this really quickly now that you guys have reviewed all the games?
Yeah, please.
If you look here, you can tell exactly the landscape of what we just saw this weekend, right? So you go Kyler Murray, right? Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Ben Roethlisberger, Mac Jones, Derek Carr, right? You look at those names, none of those names are elite.
Yeah.
None of those names, people when they start the year go, this guy, elite. All of those guys are either brand new, middle tier, or retiring.
Yep.
So all
I will agree.
Showed me was the teams that won were the teams you expected to win back in September.
And here's the other thing too, and I'm, when you look at somebody like, I mean, except the only game I think was pretty evenly matched with them both being on hot streaks was Cincinnati and the Raiders. But when you look at New England and Buffalo, New England was on a downward spiral a little bit. Buffalo was hot.
Yep.
Same thing with Arizona and LA. Arizona just totally fell apart at the last 4 games of the season, 5 games of the season, and LA got hot. So I mean, with those being put that way, like they were playing teams that were sliding in a downward trend more than an upward trend.
Wait, did you put Kyler Murray in? I'm sorry, because I was doing this. Did you put Kyler Murray in that convo of not elite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that because I think a lot of people before I guess either especially at the beginning of the season when they were winning all those games, I wouldn't say that people wouldn't put Kyler Murray in that conversation. No,
I don't think you could put Kyler Murray in that conversation.
Joey, you could take the Arizona Cardinals.
I know. Hold on, Murray was in the MVP talks until D-Hop got hurt.
Now, but time out. What did you just say, Mike, to end that? Because that lets you know who the real MVP was before that moment. The real MVP of that team was easily was Hopkins. Easily. Kyler Murray was playing that well because you always had to double Hopkins, so it left the middle of the field wide open. Then he got hurt, and then Kyler started to slide. So that let you know. And again, I'm not saying Kyler won't be elite, but I also don't think Joe Burrow is elite yet. I think he had a great year.
No, it's too early.
Regardless of where his season ends this year, he has to do it again next year in order for me. Now, however someone else views it is fine. But
I think
me,
one more
can't call you
season.
elite off of 1 year.
I think if Burrow has one more full season, because obviously he played very well in his rookie season, but he only played like 10 games.
Right.
I'm in agreement with you. Yes. They one more year, at least one more year, but he's definitely playing on that level.
But again, I'm not saying Kyler Murray isn't good. I'm just saying I can't call him elite because, like, again, MVP is very much, especially the conversation of MVP, is very much rooted in spur of the moment, right? So they'll look at what Brady's doing, Rodgers is doing, Jonathan Taylor, Patrick Mahomes, and then they'll look at Kyler Murray and then they'll go, well, he's playing great. He's playing MVP caliber. But I wouldn't think that he played elite this year.
Now, did we say, as far as the awards go, because we touched up on that last week, we talked about the awards. Offensive Player of the Year is for the whole NFL and is not broken down into two different conferences, correct? These awards aren't given one AFC and one NFC, right?
Actually, no. Madden does break it up that way.
I know that. See, that's where I'm coming from with the whole Madden, but it's only one, right?
I think it is.
No, but Madden awards and the NFL awards are two different things.
No, we're talking about the video game Madden.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, Mike, in the game, when you end your season, it'll say Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, Coach of the Year.
Yeah, MVP is the only one that's for the whole league, but the other ones were for each conference.
And then it'll go Defensive Player of the league of the year, and then it'll go AFC and NFC.
The reason why I'm saying this
doesn't work like
because the reason why I'm saying is if it's only one vote, one vote for the whole NFL. We were talking about Offensive Player of the Year. We already picked our MVP, and we said, well, because he's not going to get the MVP nod, it would probably go to Jonathan Taylor for Offensive Player of the Year.
Right.
And my brother snuck in Cooper Kupp, and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about Cooper Kupp. I didn't know this, and this is my own fault for not doing the research. I had no idea. Cooper Kupp won the fucking Triple Crown.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't he get Offensive Player of the Year?
But Joey, I mentioned that last week before I left early.
You did? I didn't know you said that.
I did mention Cooper Kupp and the Triple Crown.
Oh, all right. So
and that he should be in the talk, and everybody's talking about Rodgers and Brady and John.
Well, no, that's MVP.
Don't leave out Cooper Kupp.
That's MVP. I don't think they're going to give MVP a receipt to receive.
Cooper Kupp should not win it over Aaron Rodgers. You just shouldn't. He did not single-handedly affect that team's win success more than Rodgers did for the Packers. You just didn't. I'm sorry. You just didn't. You played
Offensive Player of the Year, yeah. Offensive Player of the Year, I can see it going to Cooper.
Yeah.
To me, it's a toss-up. If they want to give it to Jonathan Taylor, I wouldn't be offended by that.
Yes, same thing.
But if they wanted to give it to Cooper Kupp, by all means, great.
All right, I just wanted to bring it up really quick. All right, so how do we feel? Let's start with Saturday's games. The first game is the Bengals at the Titans. All right. Do you want to still go with are you guys still going with your, what do you call it? Your method of how you pick the Bengals and how they play outside or inside their division?
No, we can't. We just beat the Raiders.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not very convincingly, but yes, they did beat the Raiders. All right. So what do you guys, I'm going to go Bengals, right? And I'll put my name here just in case I'm the only one.
You're not going to be the only one on that, Joe.
Joanne, are you going with the Titans?
No, hell no.
Okay. All right. So then I will put my name back here.
There you go.
All right. So we're going Bengals over the Titans.
Absolutely.
Okay.
One, I want to see that, and two, Vegas does not want to see Tennessee in the fucking Super Bowl.
I couldn't care less about Vegas, but I do want to see. I want to see the Bengals advance.
Well, Let me tell you why you should care about Vegas. You ready?
Yeah.
Vegas has the Mets as number 4 highest odds to win the World Series this year.
That's exactly why I can't stand Vegas.
Oh, come on. That's great. They're giving the Mets some respect.
Yeah, they shouldn't give that team any respect because I certainly don't. Okay, so we're going with that. Next game, Saturday night game is the 49ers at Packers. Look, I wouldn't mind an upset here. I wouldn't, but there's just
don't laugh though. A lot of people on ESPN yesterday were saying, don't be surprised if the 49ers beat them.
I'm going to say this.
But the only thing is, it's Saturday night. It's Saturday night in Green Bay. You're going to freeze your balls off.
I've seen Jimmy Garoppolo in the Super Bowl, and I put money on Jimmy Garoppolo only for him to miss probably one of the most wide open passes, in Super Bowl history. I have no interest in seeing him in the Super Bowl again.
He says it's Titans easily, only because they won't have to rely on Tannehill. Yeah, but you're also that's also if Derrick Henry comes back to Derrick Henry form. I'm not saying he won't, because Derrick Henry is a great running back, but he's also been sitting out for how many weeks?
Hold on. Also that's not true, because the Bengals are a high-scoring offense. So if the Bengals can do what they were saying that the Bills should do against New England, if you can generate a lead early and then force Tannehill to have to throw it 30, 40 times to stay in the game, that running game gets the air knocked out of it because Tannehill has to pad that ball and throw it 30 to 40 times.
Yeah. Listen to Jim saying the same thing. They'll run Henry until he can't, but that's the point. Like, we don't really know. And they can be fine with Donta Freeman, Mike. Not Foreman.
I just watched the Colts lose to the Jaguars with a healthy Jonathan Taylor. It's never as simple as that. Just run it.
Wait, Donta Foreskin's going to play that game?
Yeah, he's going to get peeled back.
Titans got a good pass rush and safeties to cover them.
One team has Jamar Chase, one team does not. That's really as simple as that needs to be.
Well, wait, is Julio Jones healthy?
Jesus could be playing on the Titans, and I would still say one team has Jamar Chase, one team does not.
Cincinnati's beating the fucking Titans. That's it.
Easily.
All right. I mean, it could go that way. I hope it doesn't, but
you got Chase, you got Boyd, you got who's the tight end?
I thought Boyd is a receiver.
I know nothing about that team. That team is just so boring. Goodness.
No, I'm talking Cincinnati. You're talking Jamar Chase.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got Tyler Boyd. Who's the tight end over there?
I think they all got tight ends. All right. Let's so am I the only one picking the Packers?
No, because the Packers are my Super Bowl team.
I know. And I believe they are the same for Juwan. So Juwan is going for the Packers as well. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Now, early game. Sunday. Rams at Bucks. So they're going to be playing in Tampa. LA just came out with, like I said, an ass whooping of the card.
No, they're playing in. Isn't LA the higher seed?
Nope. Tampa was the second seed.
LA was the second seed.
No. Tampa was the number 2 seed. Tampa was like 12. What are they? 12-5 or something like that? 12, 13.
Oh,
not 13.
I don't want to see fucking Tampa play fucking Green Bay again in a fucking rerun.
I mean, you don't know that. And it's Uzama is the tight end. My brother said Uzama is the tight end for the Bengals.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mike. Thank you. Yep.
All right.
Actually, he scored a touchdown too on. Are you seriously?
Well, dude, the Bucks were my Super Bowl pick, so obviously.
No, I'm not picking Tom Brady. Give me Stafford.
You're going to go Rams?
I'm going Rams after what they did yesterday. Yeah.
Oh. Well, yesterday I won't equate to this, but I'm going Rams because I believe. Well, I'm going Rams because if Brady wins another Super Bowl, I will have to die hearing that Brady made Belichick. I need that to end. So
that needs to stop.
Also, I'm picking the Rams because if that pass rush can be even remotely close to as effective as
hell yeah.
Brady will be having a very long
afternoon. I am in agreement with you, and I thought the same thing as we were watching the game, Juwan. How Darnold and Miller got to Kyler Murray, and Kyler is, we all know, well more mobile than Tom Brady is. Murray is able to get out of the pocket a lot quicker than Brady is. So that is definitely going to be a factor. But also Tampa does have, although very beaten up, they lost a couple of players in their game on the offensive line. But that offensive line is one of the best in the NFL. So it is going to be a very, very, I think, evenly matched game. But the problem is on the offensive side. Look, if I wouldn't have picked the Bucs to go to the Super Bowl preseason, I probably would pick the Rams. You know, I love Stafford. I would not mind seeing Stafford and the Rams go to the Super Bowl and win. Sorry, Mike. I know they would have to probably play the Bills, but if they don't play the Bills, I'm definitely going for anybody in the NFC. But I got to go with the Bucs only because of my pick. So
yeah, and I'm very curious where they place Jalen Ramsey. That I'm very still curious.
Mike says the Rams, and then of course, all I see from listening to Jim, all I see is Bucs versus KC in the Super Bowl. I don't want that, but that is a matchup that I think can happen if the Bills don't go to work.
Well, also, can I say this? If people are saying they don't want to see that based off of last year, I can ease you by telling you that Bucs team is nowhere near as good as they were last year.
Not at all. I don't think it would be. I don't think
it won't be a blowout either way. It'll be a very fun, close game.
No, it might be a blowout, dude. If it was a Bucs and KC, especially if they get KC from yesterday, not KC, KC from Sunday night. Yeah, no, it would be a blowout.
I mean, again, that Steelers team obviously didn't deserve to be there. You actually watching Pittsburgh and New England, all that showed me was we were robbed of Colts and Chargers being in the playoffs. So yeah, I don't really credit the Chiefs all that much. Like I don't credit the Buccaneers.
It's Sunday morning quarterback.
It was the Eagles and the Steelers. That can't be much of a pat on the back.
You're right. All right. And then of course,
Sonny, you're on YouTube. Say hi to everybody.
I already made your picks, guys, because I already know, Jawan, you were going with the Chiefs, and Mike,
yeah, of course,
well, you picked the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Why do you think I wouldn't want to support the AFC East? Why would you assume that?
Because you just said that you're not.
You hate Buffalo.
Just making sure we're on the same page.
Yeah. You just said that you're not. All right, so that is our predictions for next week. We all unanimously go for Green Bay over San Francisco. We all unanimously go for the Bengals over the Titans, which I think probably might be one of the better games, one of the closer games, I think.
Wait, I'm so confused. Why is your name next to San Francisco and then our name's down by ourselves?
I think
it's not supposed to be. That was from.
Okay,
that was from.
That was from last week.
That was from last week. I was like, should I just delete San Francisco because we don't think it's no? Because what if they win? Then I have to move them over. So yeah, I got to keep San Fran over. Because San Fran's the only team that we really didn't pick unanimously. So we got to go with whatever. All right. So that's that, and then obviously we only got a 2-day weekend of football. This upcoming weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
We shouldn't have had 3 this past weekend. That was the stupidest shit ever.
Well, that's because they added the extra game.
LA is the hardest matchup left for Bucs. Oh, really? I don't know about that. Mike, really?
What? Aaron Rodgers was a stupid call away from winning that game last year. That was a close
all Aaron Rodgers had to do was run in for 5 yards, and
that was it. Yeah, literally, that was it. Just run right in.
What? Yeah. How is LA the hardest matchup? How? First of all, they're gonna have to go through. We're only assuming if the Packers win, which I'm assuming they will be against the 49ers. But how do you feel that the Packers in Lambeau is in one of the hardest matchup for the Bucs, and that's even just to get into the Super Bowl?
Can I say this? I know I'm going to be judged harshly for this.
You're going to be Joe judged? Okay.
I'm going to be Joe judged. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more teams. 8 teams, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Matthew Stafford isn't even top 4 quarterback in the remaining of these playoffs.
Rodgers. Oh, you're Garoppolo. Oh, Garoppolo definitely. I think Garoppolo. You got to put Tannehill at the bottom, right?
Tannehill, Garoppolo are at the bottom, and then Stafford above them. But I'd go Rodgers, Brady, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, then Stafford, then Tannehill, then Garoppolo.
Wait, what are you doing? Like in order of top quarterbacks?
Yeah, he's saying that the Rams are the hardest, will be the hardest team left for the Bucs. So if he's saying period,
Green Bay is the hardest team.
Right, I agree with you.
I might be on
not the Rams. I mean, as much as the Rams.
I don't know why
Matthew Stafford is better than Joe Burrow.
Wait, hold on. LA's defense is far superior than the Packers.
They're 100% not far superior.
I wouldn't say far superior, Mike, but I think they have a better line. I think they have better rushers. They have better pass rushing than than Green Bay.
They just have Aaron Donald. That's it. That's really it. That's the neutralizer.
They got Von Miller, and they also have Ramsey. You know, they have a good defense.
You're talking corners now.
Yeah, we have Ramsey.
Rush,
I know.
Begins and ends with Aaron Donald.
Yeah, and I said that, Mike. I said Von Miller. They got Von Miller. Hold on. Rams fans better pray the Packers beat the 49ers. Well, I think it's going to happen anyway.
But why do they want that? Are you insinuating that the 49ers could beat the Rams?
Yeah, because they don't want to play the 49ers again. The 49ers did beat the Rams, remember? What was it? The final game, not the final game of the season, or the second to last game of the season?
It's a division.
No, it was the final game of the season, I think.
Right. Those are always played tough, but
the extended wildcard weekend was nice, but games weren't that great other than Cincy and Oakland, in my opinion. Well, the Dallas game was, because it was very close. I mean, it literally came down to the final second.
Right.
Teddy Boys here. They don't want to play the 49ers again. 49ers.
It doesn't matter. I mean, like, normally the first round of the playoffs, the higher seeds should be kicking the asses of the lower seeds.
And that is true. The 49ers, I forgot about that stat, they beat the Rams 6 in a row now.
Hey,
so, yeah, that makes sense.
Calm down with the tail.
How many times do the 49ers have to beat the Rams for you to know they have their number? 10 in a row? Probably. No, I would say if they've won 6, I think if they won the 7th in a row, I think then we can definitely say, yeah, you know what? We got something going on.
But that doesn't matter in the playoffs. That matters literally none in the playoffs. It's 0-0, right? What you did in the regular season doesn't matter because now everything is now shrunk. The game plan is shrunk. Everything is shrunk. And now the pressure is on Jimmy Garoppolo, who, by the way, I will add to this person, tried his best to lose that game against Dallas.
Sonny.
Now has to go, if they win, and beat the Rams. I don't know if they can.
Did you just see him bite me?
No. Well, we weren't paying attention to
I wasn't paying attention at all.
the pet loving that's going on over there. Look, if you're a 49ers fan, you have a tough road ahead of you. You know, you have to play Green Bay in Green Bay. And then if you survive that, you're going to be playing the winner of either Tampa or LA. It's a tough road, but the 49ers have proven, as Teddy Boy had said, and listen to Jim, I think even said it as well, the 49ers can beat the Rams. But again, and I agree with you, Juwan, what happens in the regular season is completely different.
Look, the 49ers can beat the Rams, of course, but they're not going to beat Green Bay.
They have to beat Green Bay first.
Right. So you're not getting past Green Bay. So why are we talking about the Rams and the 49ers in the championship when it's not even going to happen?
Well,
and I will say the one advantage that Aaron Rodgers does have, and this is important for 49ers fans, Aaron Rodgers knows how to run a 2-minute drill. So
exactly.
That helps.
And also you have, let's see, Dylan and Jones, you have Devontae, you have Lazard, you have Randall Cobb, you have is Tunde going to be back for the game?
Jimmy G plays well for the Rams.
That's
versus the Rams.
Versus the Rams, not for the Rams.
Again, Teddy Boy, no one's arguing that. I'm just saying that doesn't define. Like, that doesn't make me think like, oh man, they stand no chance because they've owned them in the regular season. That's all I'm saying.
The 49ers have had success versus the Packers in the past in playoffs. Yeah, well, when?
80s? 90s?
No, I think he's talking about the year Kaepernick.
Yeah, it was Kaepernick. Yeah.
Beat Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers has always been very fluky in the playoffs. So I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying Jimmy Garoppolo has not been playing well enough for me to believe he can out.
This bracket has so many holes. with Jimmy G. Wait, hold on. Didn't the 49ers have to beat the Packers to get to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago?
Oh, they blew them out. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
they waxed them.
He's
Yeah.
right.
But also that 49ers team was drastically better than this roster.
But also that 49ers team were the home team in that game. They didn't have to play.
No, I think they played on the road.
But even still, it doesn't matter. And look what happened. And I thought they were going to win too. But look what happened. They just completely shit the bed and didn't even show up to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well,
Wait a
he
minute,
was one pass away from winning that Super Bowl.
That was the Chiefs' first Super Bowl win.
Joey, who was the quarterback for San Francisco when we beat them in the NFC Championship game?
Oh,
I thought it was Alex Smith in the. Well, didn't we play them back to back times?
No, you played them that one year because I remember.
No, we played Green Bay in the NFC Championship game.
You're right. That was when
Favre for the 49ers who muffed that punt.
Mm-hmm.
Death threats after that game. I remember.
Yeah, I think it was Alex Smith.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah.
Fucking way you guys beat Colin Kaepernick. Are you serious?
All right, guys. Well, hold on. Niners had Green Bay beat this year, but left the Packers 37 seconds. And that's look, that's what happened.
That's what you don't do. You don't leave Aaron Rodgers time to get down the field.
Yeah, that's true. They almost lost to the Cowboys as well. The Cowboys almost came back and won that game. Better clock management from Dak and the Cowboys. The 40 with this conversation may not even be happening right now. I'm glad it is because I didn't want the Cowboys to win. But oh man. I mean, the 49ers look like, and Mike said that too. Garoppolo or was it Juwan? Garoppolo and the 49ers didn't look like they wanted to win that game.
No, not at all. Not even close.
All right, guys. We'll see you next Monday this time. As I said, I'll reiterate it one more time. We only went on this Tuesday morning just to be able to cover the full Super Wildcard weekend and last night's game at LA. So, but next week coming up, we'll be back to Monday. We'll be talking about the divisional round playoffs, and we will cover that. And of course, our picks for the conference championships on Monday. I want to thank my panelists. I want to thank Mike and Juwan for showing up. I appreciate you guys as always. And as always, the links to your YouTube channels are in the description. So people like Teddy Boy, first of all, hopefully you're subscribed here. You know, I'm not a 49ers hater, so please, I don't bite. So subscribe here, but also feel free to go to Juwan and Mike's channel, check them out, give them a sub if you can. Obviously, guys, if you can, thumbs up this stream. It helps it out. And I will see everybody next week as we all cover the divisional round playoffs. And it should be a good and obviously it's more condensed this week because you only got the four games. But I think just looking at the matchups, I think I don't know. Do you see a blowout in any of these games?
Yes.
Which one?
Packers 49ers.
Exactly.
Oh, that's not. I'm trying to gain a sub, Juwan. It's not.
You asked me a question. I know.
I know.
What do you want?
I'm teasing. I'm teasing you.
Packers will blow out the 49ers, and
I think the 49ers defense. Hold on, though, really quick. I do think the 49ers defense might surprise you a little bit.
Let me be very clear. You're asking, do I see a blowout anywhere? And I'm saying that is the only game where I could see a blowout. I'm not. This game will end.
I can see a blowout on both sides of the brackets. I think Cincinnati can blow out Tennessee.
I don't know about that. I give Tennessee's defense a little respect.
You want to hear something? You want to hear something crazy? I can see the Rams blowing the Bucs out. I really can. It scares me. That Buccaneers team scares me because they're just not. They lost again. They really did get a few key injuries in their win against Philadelphia. It's. I mean, here's the other thing too. How many times did Philly sack Brady? 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the Rams are going to do?
8.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. To equate that isn't easy because they sacked them 4 times and it amounted to nothing.
Look, the New Orleans Saints beat them 9-0. They shut them out.
If Bosa and Warner are okay, then they can get Aaron because Aaron can't run. Well, Aaron, no, hold on a second. Aaron
can run.
Aaron's actually one of the Titans and Bengals will blow out, my brother says. Aaron Rodgers is one of the.
Do we ever see Aaron Rodgers run into the end zone and do the double check discount for the title belt?
Well, hold on a second. Well, I wouldn't mind that. Listen, Jim, because they were my Super Bowl pick. But hold on, Von Miller will get Brady if they don't double team him. I mean, I think that's.
Wait a minute, what Von Miller have you guys been watching all year? Why would I leave Aaron Donald 1-on-1?
Yeah, that is true. If you're doubling Von, you better also be doubling. Hey, look, if you're doubling two guys, somebody's going to be open. Somebody's going to be open.
I don't think you need to double Von Miller.
No, double Aaron Donald for
I think Von Miller had one good game yesterday, but has had a very average season all year.
What
look, the only thing that's going to happen is a discount double check on.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Yes, Aaron Rodgers does usually run in well, except when it counts in the NFC Championship game last year.
Yep.
I'm the one that called that out. You didn't even see that play.
The Von Miller that sacked Jimmy G last week. Oof.
Again, I will reiterate, a Von Miller who has had an average season this year, but I'm not doubling him and leaving Aaron Donald.
Yeah, you can't leave Aaron Donald
no
open.
Sense.
Yeah,
what?
No. So I mean, Teddy, if you would have said they gotta play Aaron Donald tough, or maybe double him and put up double schemes for him, that does make a little bit more sense. But yeah, at the same time, if you double on Aaron Donald, there is going to be somebody open, and that might be a problem with Von Miller. I'm going to
tell you this. I fear Von Miller right now, today. So little, I'm comfortable just putting Gronkowski on him. That's how little I fear him.
Well, they're probably going to have those schemes a little bit. I think they're going to probably utilize Gronkowski in a blocking mode.
Yeah. Probably more so for Aaron Donald than Von Miller, because again, I don't think I think Von Miller could have a good game. I'm not saying he's washed or anything, but he's not what you're making.
Teddy, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. If the Philly game is any foreshadowing of what this offensive line is going to, what kind of protection Tom Brady could expect, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong, because they look what the Rams did to the Cardinals. But let's see. I mean, we're not going to know until the game happens. So, guys, again, I do want to thank you. Please go check out Jawan and Mike's channel. Jawan just did a live stream last night. And he covered the Moon Knight trailer that dropped, which I missed because I was on the phone. So I completely missed that when they dropped it. I got to watch it early this morning. So go check out his channel for that. And Mike, you just did a show on Sunday, a wrestling show.
Yep.
So guys, go check that out, and I will see everybody next week. Teddy, thanks for coming in and doing some conversation with us. Obviously, listen to Jim, Mike. And I just want to make sure. Oh, we missed Crayon Dude today.
Crayon Dude did not show up today.
Crayon Dude. You know what, Mike? If he comes on your channel this weekend, tell him I have a bone to pick with him.
I will.
Buck Steve will make Max Stafford again. Very, 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 what do you call it? Very plausible there. Because Matt Stafford played a flawless game. You know, but they also limited the amount of plays that he had. I think that was their game plan. Let's see what we can do with Cam Akers. They also had their Sony Michel run for 55 yards as well, and they didn't allow Stafford to throw the ball that much, and I think that was a really good game plan. Tell Mike to take that Chiefs hat off.
Nope.
Go Bills, go 49ers. All right, Teddy. Again, thank you very much, and I'll see everybody next week.